first video of 2024. And I want to start it off by just saying Happy New Year to everybody watching this video. If you clicked onto this video, chances are you are looking for a bit of motivation for your 2024. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Everybody is. Everybody is always looking for motivation. If you're not looking for motivation, you are probably somewhat of a robot. The point of me saying this is everybody struggles, and everybody needs that extra push every now and then, that extra shove in the right direction, and that's why I thought I would do this motivational quotes video. I did something similar last year, and last year, truth be told, I did a lot more for the new year. I came out with like this whole yearly plan, and it ended up falling through. I'd say about like 3 or 4 months in. Of course, I started the second ASMR channel, ASMR Collect and Play 2, last year, and I've come to kind of neglect that channel, and I need to get back to posting on that channel, and you might see some posts coming soon on that channel. But for tonight, I thought it would be nice to just read through some motivational quotes and give you guys maybe a little bit of thoughts on some of the ones that I like. Maybe be a nice way to just fall asleep or relax, to kind of a little bit of motivation and a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for, envisioning, your future, hopefully. Manifesting, that's what I was looking for. Manifesting some good things coming in your 2024. So, that being said, if you're new to the channel and you like the sounds that you're hearing, hit that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. That way you can see all of my videos that I post, and I post a lot of them here on this channel. So if you're looking for a source of ASMR whispering content, you found it. You found it. So hit that subscribe button. Drop a like before you sit back, relax, and enjoy. Also, real quick, you might notice a little bit of a sound difference with my microphone. I've done a little bit of tuning to the EQ of the microphone to maybe try and eliminate a little bit more of the humming in the, vicinity. My downstairs neighbor has a ceiling fan that he is just constantly running. It might be a bathroom fan, I don't know. But we're just trying to work with it. I am in the process of buying a house, so it's not going to be permanently like this. I promise once we get into our new house, things will be a little bit better. But until then, we kind of have to just roll with the punches, Alright, here we go. Motivational quote number 1. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. Wow. Okay, that is a stiff punch in the jaw. Starting off with maybe this is we're kind of trying to, January 1st, we're trying to forget about the past. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. These are, by the way, this is 366 motivational quotes. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them. I might do half of them and then do the other half for another video down the road, depending on how this video does. But I thought this was great. If you don't fall, how are you going to know what getting up is like? Stephen Curry, obviously one of the best players in the NBA right now, and is 100% the best shooter of all time, the best basketball shooter of all time. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. David Goggins, one of the most influential motivators, I think, on the internet, probably. He is a true motivational speaker. This life is yours. Take the power to choose what you want to do and do it well. Take the power to love what you want in life and love it honestly. Take the power to walk in part of nature. Take the power to control your own life. No one else can do it for you. Take the power to make your life happy. Nice. That's a pretty lengthy one, but a good one nonetheless. Take the opportunity to learn from your mistakes. Find the cause of your problem and eliminate it. Don't try to be perfect. Just be an excellent example of being human. Tony Robbins. I feel like Tony Robbins was like the original David Goggins, maybe a less hardcore version of David Goggins. But chances are you've heard of Tony Robbins' name. Tony Robbins' name. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. Nikola Tesla. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. That's pretty solid quote. Pretty solid quote. Maybe you're not antisocial at all. Maybe you're just extremely intelligent. I'm sure those go hand in hand, honestly. The beauty of love is that in giving it away, you are left with more than you had before. Let me read that again. The beauty of love is that in giving it away, you are left with more than you had before. I guess it's more of like a, if you give love, you will receive love. So of course you were left with more than you had before. So someone's sending you more love than you send them, or it's like multiply. I don't know. I don't really know how that's motivational, but still a good quote. Basically, the first half of life is writing the text, and the second half is writing the commentary on that text. That's good. That's pretty good. If a guy doesn't like a funny girl, something is wrong with him. Why is that motivational? I don't know. Let me just make sure that this is in fact top inspirational quotes. Okay, we're going back up to the top 366 top inspirational quotes for 2024. Okay, just making sure, because that's not quite that motivational. I guess it might be motivational for women to maybe be a little bit more comedic. I don't know. If you work hard, you have a better chance of producing something that you're proud of. If you don't, you won't. It's really that simple. Bryan Cranston, of course. The legendary Heisenberg. Before you make a dream come true, you must first have one. Ronald McNair. Some of these names I've like heard of who they are, but I don't know who they are, if that makes sense. Before you can make a dream come true, you must first have one. That makes sense. That does make sense. Mark Twain, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. I guess that makes sense. Maybe a little comparison to life. If I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. Not, have a shorter life, but how does the medicine taste? Elon Musk blocking ex-users who had complained about his plan to remove the block function. Oh, Elon Musk is literally one of a kind. He is one of a kind of a person. There is no second Elon Musk. That is for sure. How does the medicine taste? He's such a troll, but like the smartest troll in the world. I practice my saxophone 3 hours a day, and I'm not saying I'm particularly special, but if you do something 3 hours a day for 40 years, you get pretty good at it. Kenny G. Jazz is smooth. Wow, okay, so we're on a jazz kick here. Jazz is smooth and cool. Jazz is rage. Jazz flows like water. Jazz never seems to begin or end. Jazz isn't methodical, but jazz isn't messy either. Jazz is a conversation, a give and take. Jazz is the connection and communication between musicians. Jazz is abandon. Again, maybe a little bit of motivation for a very niche set of musicians, but not really too much to the average everyday person. And that's fine. You don't have to be a genius or a visionary or even a college graduate to be successful. You just need a framework and a dream. Michael Dell. The crisis of today is the joke of tomorrow. H.G. Wells. Love that. The crisis of today is the joke of tomorrow. William Wallace. Every man dies. Not every man really lives. That is a fact. Pope Francis. You pray for the hungry, then you feed them. That's how prayer works. Interesting. Do you really want to look back on your life and see how wonderful it could have been had you not been afraid to live it? That's pretty deep. That's really deep, actually. Everyone you met in life is fighting a battle you know nothing about. That is extremely true. Everyone struggles. My struggle is different from your struggle, which is different from your parents' struggle, which is different from your neighbor's struggle, which is different from your coworker's struggle. But everyone fights a battle, and you don't know anything about it. And they don't know anything about your battle either. That's why compassion is really important. Or not compassion, but empathy is really important. Everybody thinks that their battle is the toughest battle of them all, but in reality, everyone's got battles. People seldom do what they believe in. They do what is convenient and then repent. That is true. That is true, especially from like a religious standpoint. You know, you can be religious and then, do whatever you feel like doing, whatever's easiest at the time, and then ask for forgiveness later, or, just repent. That's facts. Sometimes you can only find heaven by slowly backing away from hell. Fair. Do not bring people in your life who weigh you down, and trust your instincts. Good relationships feel good. They feel right. They don't hurt. They're not painful. That's not just with somebody you want to marry, but it's with the friends you choose. It's with the people you surround yourselves with. Michelle Obama. That's a good quote. And that's 100% factual. You are who you surround yourself with. The world is more malleable than you think, and it's waiting for you to hammer it into shape. That's a good quote. That is a great quote. Life is one fool thing after another, whereas love is two fool things after each other. That's pretty good. Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. This type of quote here speaks volumes to me. I've got all of these ideas in my head of like things that I want to do, but I'm so scared to act on them because I want them to be perfect, and therefore I haven't acted on them. This can be in the form of, non-ASMR content. I want to start doing like achievement hunting and like platinum trophy hunting and like getting into like the actual gaming space, kind of widening, kind of expanding my horizon a little bit and trying to be more of a, multiple channel YouTuber of different variety and different styles and everything. And I just haven't done it yet because I'm just I don't want to do something and then just like, oh, forget about it, and then try again a month later. Like I need to be in a place where I can just I can dedicate myself to a certain thing, and I'm just not there yet. I'm hoping that when we move into our house, which should be built by like August, that will be a good time. A fresh, clean start. A new space. Everything will be new, and I can just go from there. But this speaks volumes. I have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. So true. Birds have ways of affecting us in ways we don't understand. In the hands of a great poet, words have ways of affecting us in ways we don't understand. That's fair. Before I came to Sesame Street, I didn't feel like what I was doing was very important. Big Bird helped me find my purpose. That's wow. Who would like honestly? I'm sure Carol Spiney. I'm assuming she's the voice of Big Bird. I'm assuming that when she took that job, she was like, "This is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a big yellow bird. Yeah, that's gonna go real well for me, you know." In Big Bird, Sesame Street, like Big Bird is like one of the more most iconic like children's. I would put Big Bird up there, like Sesame Street and Big Bird up there with like Disney, like Mickey Mouse level of like Barney, Big Bird, Mickey Mouse, like that level of like impact. And it's literally just a giant yellow talking bird, like what? Like you think about it, you say it out loud, and you're like, there's no way that this would be like, you know, influential. But Sesame Street just kind of like broke the mold, I guess. And so the point is, you never know what opportunity might be like the biggest opportunity of your life. Your mind will give back to you exactly what you put into it. That is true. If you are constantly putting negative thoughts into your mind, you're gonna get negative. Like it's a snowball effect. You have to wake up and you have to tell yourself that, you know, today is gonna be a good day, or else if you don't, it's just gonna spiral out of control and it's gonna be a bad day. Sometimes your mistakes are your biggest virtues. You learn so much from the mistake. Those things that you think are the worst thing that's happening to you can somehow turn around and be the greatest opportunity. Again, this kind of piggybacks off of what I was saying about Sesame Street. Biggest mistakes are your biggest virtues. You learn so much from the mistake. Those things that you think are the worst thing that's happening to you can somehow turn around and be the greatest opportunity. Yeah. It you know, could be one way. You could think it's a negative when really you can spin it into a positive. It's kind of not really what it's saying, but it's what I'm saying. If you want one thing too much, it's likely to be a disappointment. The healthy way is to learn to like things, like the everyday things, like soft beds and buttermilk and feisty gentlemen. What? Alright, next. Man is free at the instant he wants to be. That's strong right there. Man is free the instant he wants to be. Don't even call them fans. I don't like that. They're literally just part of my life. They're part of my family. I don't think of them as on a lower level than me. I don't think I'm anything but equal to all of them. So yeah, they're basically all of my siblings. Billie Eilish, I like that a lot. I've heard a lot of good things about Billie Eilish. Like how she conducts herself in interviews and stuff is really top notch. And I agree with this. Like, it's really refreshing to see someone like I'm an ASMR YouTuber with 72,000 subscribers. Whatever, you know, I do recognize that is a accomplishment, but I'm not Billie Eilish, and Billie Eilish is out here saying stuff like this. That's really nice to see that, you know, I agree with that mentality 100%, but like, would I still agree with that mentality if I was Billie Eilish's size? Like, I would like to say yes, but I'm sure there's things along the way that like make it very difficult for, you know, able to keep their heads on straight. Like, fame changes people, unfortunately. That's just how it is. It's just life. And the fact that Billie Eilish has the awareness. She's very self-aware. I like that. I like that. With everything that has happened to you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or treat what has happened as a gift. Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing. You get to choose. I like that. I like that. There's only one boss, the customer, and he can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down simply by spending his money somewhere else. Little business motivational quote right there. A little business motivational quote. Next time you see someone and think they're just an alcoholic or drug addict, stop. Just consider giving a bit of compassion and respect. That would be my final message. Jeez, that's pretty deep. That would be my final message. Why'd they include that? That makes it so much like heavier. That would be my final message. I love what I do, and when you love what you do, you want to be the best at it. Jay-Z, that's pretty good. That is fair. That is fair. You want to be perfect. You want to be a perfectionist. You want to give the best that you can. I feel like there's a balance. There should be a healthy balance to wanting to be the best and wanting to be perfect. You gotta toe that line. When I first moved to New York, someone who thought they knew more than I did said, "You have to always look like you know where you're going when you get out of the subway, or else you get mugged." Like, what does that mean? Instead of looking at the past, I put myself ahead 20 years and try to look at what I need to do now in order to get there then. That's fair. That's very fair. The minute you start caring about what other people think is the minute you stop being yourself. Meryl Streep. Nice. That is also very true. The minute you start caring about what other people think is the minute you stop being yourself. I used to struggle with this a ton. I used to really care what other people thought of me. I still do, to be fair. I still do. Sometimes if people say a certain thing, or like, if somebody says something, whether it's like a weird comment, typically people online, like if I get a hate comment, that doesn't bother me that much. It bothers, words, like reading comments, sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they like strike a little nerve, though. They can strike a little nerve. But this is more applicable to, like, what do your friends think about you, or like what would your parents think, or what would your so-and-so, like, what would your coworker think if you did this a certain way or something like that. And if you're worrying about how other people think, and you're letting that dictate your actions, then you're not being yourself, if that makes sense. Nobody will believe you, and people will think you're scum. George Stephanopoulos, to a rival political operative who was considered spreading a rumor about them, then candidate Bill Clinton in 1992. Okay, interesting. Nobody will believe you, and people will think you're scum. What? I guess they did need to provide a little bit of backstory to that. You don't overcome challenges by making them smaller, but by making yourself bigger. I like that. I like that. Dirty toilets, muddy shoes, and flooded tents won't stop the party at Burning Man. What? Okay. You never know what worse luck your bad luck has saved you from. Cormac McCarthy. The rung of a ladder has never meant to rest upon, but only to hold a man's foot long enough to enable him to somewhat higher. Did I just have a stroke? I need to reread that. The rung of a ladder was never meant to rest upon, but only to hold a man's foot long enough to enable him to put the other somewhat higher. Okay, I understand that. I wasn't fully focused when reading that. That was one of my ADHD moments, I guess. I don't know if I have ADHD or not, but when I was reading that, I wasn't really comprehending what I was reading. But that makes sense. That makes sense, 100%. When you have the ability to learn, you have the ability to continue to grow. The clients won't give you a better price for your products simply because you have a higher degree, but your knowledge of your business, the knowledge of the business, will help maintain the competitiveness in your company, of your company. Okay, again, a business motivational quote. Sorry about the planes, by the way. What is harder than a rock, or softer than water? Yet soft water hollows out hard rock. Persevere. I almost said preserve. What is harder than rock, or softer than water? Yet soft water hollows out hard rock. Persevere. That is true. That is true. It takes time. Things take time. Things take time. Nothing happens overnight. I've been telling myself this, and when other people ask about advice when going into a project or going into maybe content creation, nothing, you see some people blow up overnight. It's not very typical. It's not very typical, and this wasn't my first attempt at a YouTube channel either. The first attempt that I had failed miserably, and that's probably why I have a little bit of a mental block when it comes to going and doing actual, non-ASMR content. It's probably why I have a mental block, but it is what it is. An innovation will get traction only if it helps people get something that they're already doing in their lives done better. Let me read that again. An innovation will get traction only if it helps people get something that they're already doing in their lives done better. That makes sense. That makes sense. The wheel, I guess, the automobile allowed us to travel, we could drive, but then we came out with planes, and then we're able to fly, so okay, I don't know. That was the first thing that came to mind. Wanting to be a good actor is not good enough. You must want to be a great actor. You just have to have that. Gary Oldman. Isn't Gary Oldman? Who is Gary Oldman? Hold on, I'm gonna Google real fast. I'm Googling really quickly. Gary Oldman. I'm pretty sure it's. Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be the guy from. He was in Harry Potter. Okay. I thought Gary Oldman was Saul Goodman, but maybe not. Who am I thinking of? I don't know. Do as much homework as you can. Learn everybody's job and don't just settle. Michael B. Jordan. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Sheesh. That is. The meaning of life and the purpose of life is based on finding your gift and giving it away. Love that. Love that. If everyone is thinking alike, then someone isn't thinking. Factual. Absolutely factual. To bring about change, you must not be afraid to take the first step. We will fall. We will fail when we fail to try. Again, speaks volumes. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Interesting. Give me a stock clerk with a goal, and I will give you a man who will make history. Give me a man without a goal, and I will give you a stock clerk. I like that. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Nelson Mandela, of course. It took me a long time not to judge myself through someone else's eyes. That's, again, going back to the, caring about what other people think. It took me a long time to not judge myself through someone else's eyes. Love that. We are less bored than our ancestors were, but we are more afraid of boredom. Sheesh. Wow. We are less bored than our ancestors were, but we are more afraid of boredom. That's pretty deep. And then the last one for this video, because we have gone over the 30-minute mark. Again, if you want me to do more of these, if this video does really well, maybe we'll do a little bit of monthly motivation. But where to go? I almost read the wrong one. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but what he aspires to do. That is fantastic. That's a great one to end on. If somebody has dreams of doing certain things, that tells you who they are as a person. If somebody's, dream is to get rich and famous and not care about people and do, I don't know, then that tells you who they are as a person. But if their dream is to, solve world hunger or, something good for the world, then obviously that tells you something else about that person. Or if they aspire to be nothing, then that also, it just depends on what you aspire to be. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but what he aspires to do. Love that. That's a great one to end on. Guys, leave a like, comment down below, comment one of your favorite quotes from this video. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. Maybe I can turn this into a monthly motivation. I like that. That sounds good. Monthly motivation. One of my, goals for 2024 is to come out with more series content. I want to do maybe some monthly series, maybe some weekly series, just a mixture of different stuff. Obviously, we have our real estate series where we look at stuff on Zillow. We have Guess the Game. We have I'm trying to think of other things that I've done as a series. Guess the Pokemon, guess the controller, stuff like that. I want to maybe bring some of that back, but all in all, I'm excited for 2024, and honestly, reading these quotes made me even more excited. So, that being said, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all